Welcome back to the Oddity Shop, the podcast where we tell you creepy, odd, weird, strange, bizarre stories from around the globe. I'm your curator, Zach, sitting here with the other lovely, wonderful, beautiful, sensational curator, Kara. Hi.
Wow, thanks. Hi.
Do you think you're sensational?
I am because you said I am.
I think you're sensational. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, I'm not too bad. I've had a day off today and I got a bunch of stuff done this morning.
And you have power.
And I have power and my breakers aren't flipping. Okay, so we're having a heat wave here and I literally was having a meltdown because I was melting. First of all, I did not feel good. And then my AC wouldn't, like, every once in a while, it just won't go to cool. Like, it just has a fan. And it was doing that. And I finally got it working. And then...
Well, that was in your office, right? Not the home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we lost power right after it started working. So I'm dying. I'm trying to work from like my laptop.
Yeah. And we were supposed to record and Zach's like, I have no air in my office. I'm like, okay, so we'll reschedule. And then literally like 30 seconds later, he's like, and we just lost power. I'm like, okay, well then we really need to reschedule.
Then, yeah, the power came back on and the breakers started kind of going crazy and got really hot. So thankfully, I have a friend who is an electrician. Thank you, Dustin, for talking me off of a ledge.
Oh, nice.
And then, yeah, so everything seems to be working now and I'm not a grumpy, sweaty, hot mess anymore.
I love it.
Me too.
Okay.
That's about all that's new in my world.
Wow.
Very exciting stuff over here.
I normally don't have stuff to talk about. So I have stuff to talk about. So we haven't recorded in a minute. I feel like.
Usual 2 weeks.
I feel like it's been longer than that, but I could be crazy. It's fine. I went and saw I Know What You Did Last Summer.
How was it?
Chef's kiss. Absolutely fucking amazing. I texted you. I made a whole TikTok about it, but I texted you and said, who knew all I needed was a 90s inspired slasher film to just bring me back to life. It was everything I would have dreamed of. I was very nervous because the original is like my favorite. One of my favorites. Right. That and Scream are my two comfort movies. So I was a little bit nervous, but Freddie Prinze Jr. hasn't been on like screen as like in the theater in 20 years. So I kind of missed my baby. I went by myself. It was freaking amazing. I don't want to give any spoilers because I'd love everyone to see it. I do know that a lot of you did not like it for a particular reason. But I love that particular reason.
That's all that matters.
I love that particular reason.
I actually almost went to the movies today.
Oh, God, I wish you would have.
But I was between that and 28 Years Later is in the theaters right now. And I feel like I'm not a big theater person. Like I maybe go once every couple of years.
Yeah.
But I feel like I have to see 28 Years Later in the theater because that, like, I just love those movies so much. I love the first one. The second one's okay.
I couldn't even tell you anything about them. I don't remember them. But have you gone to the theater by yourself? I'm sure you have. You do a lot of things alone. Or have you not?
You know, I don't think that's one that I've done by myself because it's just like, I don't go unless usually somebody wants to go.
Same.
It's not something I would choose to do by myself.
But here's what I will tell you. So I went and saw the Barbie movie by myself. I know we talked about that. That was forever ago because I just didn't have anyone to go with. And then I did not want to miss the first screening of I Know What You Did Last Summer. So I'm like, I'm going. So I just went on a random Thursday at 2 p.m. I have now decided that whenever I want to go to the movies, I actually prefer to go alone because
nobody talks to you.
Nobody talks to you because that's why I hate going.
You don't have to share your snacks.
Exactly. You're just in the zone. You're alone. No one has to talk to you. You don't have to like explain things to somebody.
You can pick your nose if you want.
You could do whatever you want. I actually highly recommend it. Highly, highly recommend it. It is my new favorite thing. But then
what else you got?
So that was like last Thursday. And then Sunday I went and took my parental units out and we day drank all day.
Perfect.
On the water, just like had a really great day. And it was just like absolutely amazing. And I don't know why Zach thinks that I have Madonna on my t-shirt when I clearly have Buffy.
Oh, well, it was scrunched up.
And I'm wearing it because they cast the new Slayer. It's in production.
Ooh, who is
I don't know when. I don't know.
Oh, they haven't announced it?
If they did, I don't want to know. But Dolly Parton and Sarah Michelle Gellar are producing it. So it's going to be great.
Ooh.
The really sad part is that Sarah she wanted to only do it if all original cast was going to be there. And it's really sad that Michelle Trachtenberg passed away because I think I have goosebumps. But anyway, that's really all I have right now. I thought I had more for you, but that's enough. That's enough.
That's okay. They probably want to hear our stories anyway. People probably skip this part mostly. Just boop, boop, boop.
No.
So if you're not a skipper, thank you. I'm always a skipper on podcasts to get to the story.
It depends on which podcast.
That's fair. Okay. Well, let's open our shop doors so the skippers can stop skipping. Do you have a question for me?
What is the best road trip snack?
Licorice.
I knew you were going to say it. I was waiting. And I was like, if you switch gears on me.
I don't eat licorice unless I'm going on a road trip.
I know.
And I don't go on a road trip without licorice. It's like the only time.
All right. Well, that's it.
Regular brand, not red vines. I like the ones you get. Those are an okay substitute, but it's not regular licorice.
I know, but I'm not that big of a licorice person. So if I'm going to if I'm going to buy the road trip snacks, I want to make sure you have what you have, but I also want it to be like what I like. And it's
the watermelon ones are good.
They're so good. And I love the watermelon.
Yeah. But I will say, I think mine, it just comes from like nostalgia.
Yeah.
Like family road. That is such a Denise thing. Okay. Like,
yeah, I can.
If you're going on a road trip, you have a bag of licorice.
You got the licorice.
All right.
Ew. But hold on. What about black licorice?
You know what's weird?
Nasty.
I really don't like to eat it, but I don't mind.
What do you do with it, Zachary?
Well, I don't mind liquor that tastes like black licorice.
I'm like, what do you do with it? I don't like to eat it.
Like the Greek uzu.
No, that's nasty.
I always
Whatever
say it
you're
wrong.
talking about.
I like it.
Okay. All right. Are you ready to get in the zone?
I think so.
Okay. This is a rhetorical question, so don't start answering.
I'll try my best.
Okay. How would you feel if you stayed at a charming little inn on a road trip and later found out it had vanished without a trace? No road, no building, and not only could no one else find it, the photos you took there were just gone. Now you can say something if you would.
Well, you told me it was rhetorical, so I didn't think of a response.
Well, the first part I didn't want to answer because I knew you were going to just pipe on in and answer.
I've heard a couple of these types of stories before, and I love them. So I'm really excited for this. Really quick side note, though. Yeah. I meant to tell you this earlier, and you saying about the pictures. I was talking. So I went out this last week with my cousins who are in town, John and Carrie.
Oh, yeah.
And we were just talking about creepy, haunted, weird stuff because that's what everybody talks to me about.
Naturally.
And my cousin John had time to kill in Key West and ended up at the museum where Robert the Doll is. And he said he tried to take a bunch of pictures while he was in there because he didn't know any of the story. He didn't know. And later, all those pictures disappeared from his phone. Everything from the museum. He had everything from before, everything from after, but everything that he took in the museum was gone.
But did he take pictures of Robert?
Yes. And I was like, so did you have a string of bad luck and you have to write the letter? And his wife looked at him and goes, oh, is that what created our bad luck streak? I'm like,
stop. I have goosebumps everywhere.
I know. I don't know how I forgot to tell you a Robert story.
Oh, Robert, we're so sorry we're talking about you.
We love
It's not
you.
in a negative way. They need to write you a letter.
You
need to give them the address. Like stat.
I will. I'll text it while you're talking. Don't worry.
Oh my God, I have goosebumps. I'm like everywhere, all over my legs and arms.
Okay, sorry. Back to your little inn.
No, I loved that. Okay. So this is the story of two British couples, Len and Cynthia Gisby, and Jeff and Pauline Simpson from Dover, Kent, UK.
Nice. Okay.
Back in late September 1979, the four friends set off on a relaxing driving holiday to northern Spain. This wasn't a ghost hunt or a thrill-seeking trip. They were just kind of looking for some sunshine, good food, and maybe a few souvenirs along the way.
I love about Europe that you can just our weekend getaway is just to another country. I wish we could do that.
I know. I mean, we can just weekend trip to Wisconsin.
I guess we could go to Canada too.
Or Canada.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but somewhere near, and I forgot to look this up, so I'm going to spell it for you. Montelimar. I don't know, France. They found something else entirely. Okay. So this story I heard and I was just like, It was one of those stories where I couldn't stop thinking about it, only because it's like very simple. It's nothing crazy. I mean, it's crazy, but it's nothing like too over the top, I guess you could say, like based on things that we talk about.
Yeah.
But it made me feel so like unsettled in the way that I was like, I don't know what I would do if I were these people. Like, I think I'd have to check myself into an insane asylum because I would think that I'm crazy.
Just take like a little grippy sock vacation.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So tired from hours of driving, the group pulled into a modern motel along the highway. Or I should say, I'm sorry, motel. What's the difference?
Motel, Holiday Inn.
Motel is just like what is the actual definition? I think a motel is like where it doesn't have like a lobby and things like that. It's like the little, like it's each room. Does that make sense? Where a hotel has a lobby and like a...
Hey, Kara, have you ever wanted to take your spiritual practice to the next level?
Oh, absolutely. And if you're looking for something that feels truly magical and not mass produced, you have to check out My Mystical Forest.
My Mystical Forest is like stepping into your own enchanted sanctuary. They offer handmade spiritual tools crafted with care, intention, and so much heart.
We're talking tarot card holders that make your readings feel elevated, pendulum boards that bring clarity, and spirit boards to deepen your connection.
And don't forget the incense burners to set the perfect vibe, plus crystal trays to arrange and organize all your favorite stones. Everything is a labor of love made from hand-selected hardwoods.
Whether you're a seasoned spiritual practitioner or just starting your journey, My Mystical Forest has the tools to empower and inspire.
Unlock the magic for yourself and seek harmony. Visit mymysticalforest.etsy.com. That's M-I Mystical Forest. And find the heirloom quality pieces that speak to your soul.
Also, for our little oddballs, for a limited time, enter code ODDBALL at checkout to receive 10% off plus a free pendulum, or simply use the link down in the show notes.
Goodbye. I will say, I just Googled it, but the difference is hotels are generally larger and more feature rich and often found in urban areas, where motels are smaller, simpler, and located along highways. Thank you, Google.
So it's a motel. All right. But this motel was full. So according to their account, a man in a plum-colored uniform, which they noted was oddly out of place, told them there was a small hotel a bit further down a side road. So they followed the directions and turned off onto a narrow cobblestone road. It was lined with old circus posters that looked like they hadn't been touched in decades. Also, I do love like what we were just talking about. I love, like, I don't know if I'd want to do this because it would give me anxiety, especially nowadays. But like, can you imagine just like driving around, not having anywhere to stay, and you're just like leisurely going to a hotel? Do you have an open room? That would give me anxiety, but also at the same time, I feel like it would be really fun.
So I haven't done that with hotels, but I've done that while I've been camping where I just hope. And I've had a couple bad days come from that, where I've lost an entire day camping because I'm going from full campground to full campground and starting to like freak out. But I will say, when those have happened, I have found the most gorgeous, out of the way, like my favorite campgrounds are all from those types of situations.
That's actually really cool. Okay.
It is stressful though.
Yeah. So eventually they arrived at a 2-story rustic inn right next to a building marked as what do you call, I meant to look up because I know there's a name. What is the French policeman called?
I don't know.
Do you know the name? Okay. Well, so they were right next to a building marked as like a French police station. I meant to look up the name because I know that there's a name for them.
According to Google again, it's La Police.
I thought it was something with a G.
Oh, wait, if I kept going. I can't pronounce French words. Gendarmerie. Gendarmerie?
Okay.
Gendarmerie. I don't know.
Okay, well, whatever. It doesn't matter. So inside the hotel, everything felt kind of like off, weird, just like wrong, but like not in a way where you're like, I need to run type of deal, you know?
Just bad vibes, brah.
There were no modern
amenities.
Thank you. There were no modern anemone. I was just going to do that. Okay. The rooms had thick wooden shutters instead of glass windows. So I watched a a cheesy, well, whatever. It was a cheesy remake where one of the couples, it was on a UK show. It was almost like, oh my God, Unsolved Mysteries, that type of vibes. And they were basically like, the recreation was like a reenactment, I should say. They were like, it's hot in here or something. And they like go and they're like, there's no glass. Like they had literally no glass. I feel like though
that's very common for like France and Italy.
Yeah, but probably not in almost the 80s.
Okay, fair.
You know what I mean? So they're like, what the hell? And it's just like big brown wooden shutters and no glass in the window.
Got it.
There was no pillows. It was just old-fashioned bolsters, which I didn't look up a description, but I think everybody knows what that is.
Like a cushion.
Yeah, it's like not a pillow. It's, just weird. So like they had wooden latches on the doors instead of like modern locks. There was no electricity in any of the rooms, only like dim lighting in the dining area. And I guess you could say that like if it's just like a little inn off the way, like it's kind of like a charming thing, like where maybe it's like this is their niche, like let's make it feel old vibey type of deal. So I don't think at first, like they just didn't really care. They were just like, okay, this is kind of odd. All the furniture looked really antique, and like so was the plumbing.
Okay, so it just has like old vibes.
Yeah, I think that they probably just thought, like I said, it's just like a little inn off the way. That's why they had vacancy, because it's probably like not up to what other people want, but it's kind of like this cute little charming place.
Yeah, people aren't pining for it, but it's cute enough.
Yeah. Okay, so like we just said, it's kind of not up to the 1979 standards, but the hotel staff was polite. The food was decent. And the two policemen that they saw outside, they were dressed though in uniforms that looked like they were from like another era. Like they did note that. Later, it was identified as matching the styles from around 1905.
What year was this again?
1979.
Okay.
It's almost the 80s.
Yeah, that's a little odd. Okay,
so here's where, they only stayed the one night because, they were doing all kinds of things. So the next day, the couple gets up, they have breakfast, and after staying the night and enjoying like their simple little breakfast the next morning, the group checked out. And in like the little reenactment, like one of the couples was like, hey, I'm going to get all the bags, you go pay.
Got it.
So they get the bill for 4 people. So this is including dinner, rooms, and breakfast. And it was only 19 French francs, a total like that would have been outrageously low even decades earlier, let alone in 1979.
Did we figure out what that is in today's money?
You know what? I meant to do the calculation. Let's look it up really quick. Or are you looking it up? Thanks. You got 2 monitors. You're quicker. What?
Oh.
Yeah, so 19 francs.
That would be 2.9 euros in 1979. So about $3.
Okay. So in 1979, can you imagine paying $3 for 4 people to stay at a hotel, dinner, and breakfast?
Oh, wait. No, it's $3 in 1979. Hold on. Ooh, $14 today.
Wow.
Yeah, I would love to pay that for travel.
Right. So the couple's like, holy crap. Like they are like, that's crazy. But they didn't even question it. They were just like, okay. Anyway. So yeah.
I wouldn't question it either. I'm taking the deal.
Yeah. So they were totally surprised, but they chalked it up to finding like a hidden little gem, continued on their way towards Spain. So on the return trip, like a week, it was about a week or so later, they made their way back through France and they were like, you know what? Let's stop at the same cozy little inn, because why not?
For such a steal.
Right.
I mean, you're coming back, you're broke now, so you know how vacation goes.
Yeah, and it's also like you're only staying one night, so who cares if they don't have windows and a pillow?
It's literally just somewhere to put your bed or your head.
Your head. Get a good food. Yeah, it was inexpensive, quiet, and kind of charming is what they all thought. So they took what they believed was the same route, expecting to see the circus posters, the police station, and a tucked away little hotel. But this time, there was nothing. The old road they remember taking wasn't there. There were no signs. And when they had asked, no one had ever heard of a hotel like what they described. In the reenactment, the one couple was like, we literally were in the car kind of just like back and forth, like driving 4 times. reverse, forward, back, forth, like, because we're like, no, this was the road. This is
like
where
they're
it was.
100% sure.
Yes. And it's like 4 people, like, no, like we know this is where it was. Like, what's going on? They again just drove a while trying to retrace their steps, but they looked in the entire area and it looked completely different.
That's
Like
so weird.
like the place had never existed. Okay, whatever. They had to stay somewhere else. They just like wasted so much time trying to find this like road and this path and these posters that led them there, and they couldn't find it. So once they got back home, it got weirder.
Oh.
When they developed their film from their trip, they found that the photos that they had taken outside of the hotel were completely missing. So the couple had taken multiple pictures, like, you know, just like nice poses, goofy poses, like, you know, switching like couples.
Is it not just like the frames are messed up on the negatives? It's just gone.
It's gone. Every other picture is completely there, but it was gone. And the one, I can't remember the names, but the one like lady called the other one and was like, hey, do me a favor. You got your pictures developed? Cool. Can you go through and find the ones at the little inn? And she's like, that's like the darndest thing. They're not there. And she's
That's
like,
so strange.
They're not there at all. Like, yeah. So not blurry, not overdeveloped, just absolutely gone. That would send me into, I don't even know.
Just an absolute panic.
What the fuck just happened?
I have no idea.
I just glitched so.
Okay. You know
your
what?
face looked like you thought I froze.
I just didn't know what was happening, so I was just waiting for you.
Hold on.
If this makes you feel any better, earlier today when I was going out to brunch, I was coming up to a crosswalk, and I thought this couple was going to cross, and they didn't. So I started to stop, but the next street down had a red light.
Okay.
I totally dissociated. I stopped my car because I'm looking at the red light, but it's the next crosswalk down because I was already starting to stop because of this couple, and I'm sitting there for like probably 5 seconds before I go, what the hell am I doing? And continued to drive. I had just dead stopped in the middle of Wealthy Street in Grand Rapids.
What is going on? Okay. So years later, The Simpsons went public with their story in interviews and paranormal investigators. So Jeff Simpson, he even underwent hypnosis. And in 1985, under the supervision of the paranormal researcher Jenny Randles, the hope was that like maybe he'd recall like suppressed details or uncover clues. But instead, nothing new came out of this. It was just the same vivid memories that he'd always claimed that he had. Like nothing changed.
I'm pretty sure. Didn't Jenny Randles do a lot of like the UFO abduction hypnosis?
I think that was her.
I think so.
Like later when Jeff was asked, he like plainly like said, there's no doubt this happened to us. Like he's just not. Did you see that?
I'm hoping that was a bug. That looked like a gnat. I think there was wings.
No. Oh my God.
Anyways, for everyone at home, either a bug or an orb that just flew in front of Kara's face, zigzagged, and then went off the opposite direction.
My eyes are watering. Is this because I literally recorded a Patreon video saying I don't like fairy smut? They're not my thing. If that was a fairy, I am so sorry.
You didn't bad talk the fae.
No, I just said I don't want smut as a book. Oh no.
Oh, you pissed off the fae.
I know, and they scare me so bad.
My ex did that. He flipped off a fairy circle, you know, the mushroom circles, when we were in line for a ride at Cedar Point. And then guess whose phone came out of their pocket on our next ride? You don't piss off the fae.
No, you don't. They terrify me. That's why we've never covered them.
There's reason. Okay, go on. Let's get back to it. We are all over the place today.
It's okay. This is nice. It's like a raw episode. Okay, so as strange as it sounds, the couple never changed their story. They never tried to monetize it. Like, you know, the one couple did kind of go on some investigation things and talk about it, but they never tried to like make money off of it.
Gotcha.
They all remained very consistent every time they talked about it. Nothing ever changed. So then it's kind of like, okay, so like what really happened? There's no confirmed record of the hotel, no photos, no receipts, no GPS or like coordinates to verify. But there is also like no known explanation for like why 4 people completely sober, calm, and coherent could have like the exact same hallucination.
Did they happen to do like a search to see if there was historical records in the early 1900s?
Here's where some of the story, like as far as like the blog posts and like the reenactment and some things like kind of changed, because there were some stuff. One of the things that I read said that they did find that there had been that police station, like there were records of that police station being there.
Okay.
And then on one account or a couple accounts, I read that it wasn't the original hotel that they went to or motel that they tried to stay at. And they said that there was like a weird guy dressed in like older clothing that directed them somewhere else.
The plum suit guy.
Yeah. There was another one that said that there was a lady at the inn that had a plum suit kind of, or plum colored suit that was just like really out of place. So there are kind of some, but I don't think it's because of the couple changing their story. Like everybody says the couple never changed their story. So I think that's just like different accounts getting like, you know, like the telephone theory and everything gets
Plus,
twisted.
let's be honest, if you and me tell the story of the same thing we went to, we're telling it different.
Exactly. So there are some weird things like that, but I don't know as far as like if there were actually records other than like what I said, the police station. I read that a couple times that they did find that it was like there, and that there was a circus or something around there. And that's why there's those circus posters that they saw.
Oh, I forgot about this.
But the inn itself, I didn't read anything or find anything that said that that was there from a time ago.
Like historic. Okay.
So some do believe it's a time slip, and others think that they may have stumbled into like a preserved historical reenactment and like what?
Odd, but
I like, okay, so there was just like this reenactment.
There's always a skeptic explanation.
No one ever found it in the area again.
I love these liminal spaces, and that's why I asked like the history thing, because like for me, was it a time slip or was it just total alternate reality? Like, did they slip into another dimension?
Well,
or multiverse.
Who knows? Yeah, multiverse. And then, you know, there are those who chalk it up as like just misremembering or fabricating, wishful thinking. You know, it's just like there's so many different theories. And they're like I said, no one sought fame for this. So it's like, why? What are we making this up for? Like, we're not trying to get fame. We're not trying to get money out of it. Like,
it's not like they had anything to gain.
Yeah, none of them gained anything from it. And like when they were interviewed, they always seemed like really genuinely unsettled and just like really disturbed by this. So it's not like they were like, ooh, like, you know, excited to tell their story. They were really genuinely like upset about it because it was really troubling that they all could not figure out what happened. Yeah,
you'd almost start to like second guess your own sanity after a while with something like that. Exactly. I know I would for sure.
So I know we kind of briefly covered time slips and I don't even remember what your episode was, like a while back. So I'm just going to give a brief little thing of what a time slip is. So a time slip is an unexplained phenomenon where a person or group of people briefly and involuntarily experience a shift in time. They can involve perceiving or physically entering a different historical period, either the past or more rarely the future, before returning to their original time frame. Unlike intentional time travel theories, the time slips are typically spontaneous, disorienting, and short-lived, which, if you think of that definition to what happened to them, it is definitely like a time slip. People often describe encountering outdated clothing, architecture, language, or technology that doesn't match the present, only to later discover these details belong to a different era. Theories attempting to explain time slips include psychological episodes, environmental anomalies like magnetic fields or I don't
know what word you're going for. I need more of it.
Speculative physics concepts such as parallel timelines or temporal distortions.
Blame CERN. I mean, they're not far from it at this point.
So there's no scientific, we just have theories. Like, I mean, time slips just remain mysterious, controversial.
You know, the thing is, though, is like, you could chalk it up to them being off their rockers or whatever, come up with like the reenactment story. But these things happen more than I think people think.
They do.
Tenny did. I don't know if his podcast, The Realm of the Weird, is still available to stream.
Well, I know we talked about
favorite episodes of that. Yeah, where he stumbled into that diner.
Oh, I think we did talk about that on your episode, possibly.
Yeah.
Well, you're right. There are a lot of different people experience.
Did I just segue you accidentally?
Yes, you did. So I do have a couple Reddit stories for us.
Of course you do.
Because there really isn't much left to this story. But like I said, it just made me feel like, because I don't know what I would do if this is something that I experienced.
I would love to experience this.
I kind of would too. I'm not going to lie.
To like prove it.
But it also makes me feel like every time you and I leave like a paranormal investigation, I never doubt it. I mean, there are some things that I'm like, okay, it could have been this, but like I always like believe it. Like, oh, that happened. Like this is like the conversation. So it might be the same feeling.
Yeah. I just mean like, I don't mean to like prove it to everyone else. I just mean like, I think it'd be an interesting thing to like have happen and be like, okay, wow, I don't know.
Well, I think we need to experience it together.
Okay. Let's start looking for time slips. I'll get what's that? The Land of the Lost. What's his machine? The tachyon generator or whatever.
What's the forest that I covered forever ago? Because that always has time slips. We could just go there.
There you go. What was? All I'm thinking is Haribo gummy bears, but that's not it. It's like
if you eat too many of those, it'll probably cause a time slip. Hibachi, thank you.
Haribo was not far off. I knew you
were close too, because it made me think. Okay, so let's get to these Reddit stories. I think I have 3. Some are a little bit lengthy. All right, so this one was posted in Time Slips, and
good place for it.
Username is Anomia793. And it's like the little subreddit is like discussion advice. I am wondering if there is anyone here who has experienced a time slip, different from lost time stories, but feel free to post those here as well if you have them. Out of all the paranormal happenings, the time slip is the most confusing, strange to me. Yet my husband and I both experienced one together. It was a few years back when we were driving on an industrial road in a town we lived in. We passed some train tracks and suddenly experienced the slip. It is hard to explain if you have never experienced it, but it's almost like something imprinted a memory on our brain, which that is such a good way of describing it.
Yeah,
I've never heard it described that way.
That is an odd way.
I like it though. Instead of the industrial paved road, it was an older rural gravel road with tall golden grass and no buildings. It was very 1940s, 50s, and a man was pulled off to the side of the road looking angrily at us as if we had done something terrible and was angered we had come upon him. The mood was very go now or else. Then just like that, reality snapped back into place. During this slip, there was no sound. It was only visual and lasting a fraction of a second. The best way to describe it is all of our consciousness is a movie reel and someone spliced a short flashback into the middle of the reel. After the experience, my husband and I were both very quiet. And then he said to me, "Did you feel that?" I had him tell me what he had experienced so that there was no way he could be changing his story to fit mine. And it all fit. It was one of the strangest things I've ever experienced.
I don't know why on that one, but I think it's just because they're in the car. But it reminds me of this movie called I'm Thinking of Ending Things, where there's all these sorts of weird time shifts and reality splits. I would tell you to watch it, but I think you would actually hate it. I watched all 3 hours of it and I kind of hated it. And then I had to watch
3 hours. I'm done. No.
Oh.
No,
I can't remember. I know it's very long. I can't remember if it's exactly 3 hours. But then me and Julia had to watch like an hour-long YouTube because we couldn't agree on what even the premise of the movie was.
Yeah, no, I would hate it. Okay, so that being said, time slips seem to be one of the most elusive phenomenons out there. I hardly ever come across these stories, but know it happened to me and my husband. I have read of an account on the Queen Mary that had no sound and lasted very briefly. But then there is a story of a couple who stayed at an old hotel only to find out that it didn't exist anymore. And the next morning, that it didn't exist anymore the next morning. So I am curious if anyone else has stories. Thanks. And what hotel do you think she was talking about?
I love the little synchronicity when you're looking up stories and you find that.
I know. It's strange to me too, because I feel like a lot of the times time slips happen when people are traveling or driving. It's a lot of the times when you're driving or you're going somewhere.
And it's almost always like in a place that's unfamiliar to you.
Or,
so like you can almost like
I don't know,
not notice it at first.
Because a lot of stories I was finding where it was like, no, I know this road. I go on it every day. And then all of a sudden it's changed. So I don't know. It's kind of like a mix. But I do have another one, like I said. So this one is from Oil Burner 75, my time slip story, subcategory experience. I was unaware this is what it was called and that it was a thing until about a year ago. In the fall of 2018, I was on a solo road trip into Georgia, buying fenders from a man for a truck I was restoring at the time. I had gotten to my destination, went to leave, and stopped to get gas. Upon entering the gas station, everything was suddenly different. It was an indescribable feeling. Something had changed. I went to pay for my gas, and I noticed behind the counter, none of the tobacco products had any warning labels, and all of them looked very dated and different. There was no credit card reader on the counter for credit cards. The prices of things on the racks were a third of what they are today. Designs on the smokeless tobacco cans looked like they were from 1999 or 2000. I noticed all the drinks and sodas in the store also had dated and old labels on them. I asked the woman behind the counter why they were selling outdated tobacco and drinks. She handed me a can and said everything was fresh and not out of date, and the date expired July of 2000. At this point, I could not believe what I was seeing. It freaked me out so bad I left. I drove 20 miles down the road to get gas elsewhere. To this day, I have looked everywhere on Google Maps and cannot locate this gas station. There is simply nothing there. This is the first time I spoke about what happened since 2018. I stopped telling people about it because people thought I was simply crazy. That's so weird though, because it's not, well, I guess it was still 18 years.
I think the interesting thing too about so many of these stories and like others that I've heard is that it's not just like you found a building that looked out of place. Like the people interact with. It's not like they're interacting with spirit. It's like literally just like
this lady was like, nothing is out of date. It's like expiration of 2000. So I guess usually the expiration dates last typically like a while. So let's say that this was 1999 then.
Right. Yeah.
That's wild.
It's so weird.
Like I really do want to experience this because to me, it's nothing like, I mean, it's not scary. It's just so unsettling.
Unsettling, yeah, is the right word for
what?
it.
Oh my God. All right.
What would you want to experience? Like what kind of business or place?
Oh, the gas station's kind of cool. I don't know if I would necessarily want it like a hotel or anything. You know what would be cool? Like a bar.
That's what I was thinking.
Like a dive bar or something, and you're like, wait, what is
Then again,
happening?
Most times when you walk into a dive bar, you feel like you've gone back 2 decades anyway.
Maybe that's why I would just not even notice.
The way you and I used to drink before we started all this, we probably have.
Because, yeah, we would have never noticed. All right, this one was posted in Paranormal. It was 3 years ago. I don't know if I said the other dates, sorry. This is from page R1453. And then this is under time slip /glitch. They were not of this era. And this is also like under subcategory experience. I don't know what to call this, a glitch, a time slip, or just a weird coincidence. I'm really not sure. I'm from West Yorkshire, UK. I'm a 27-year-old woman. And this happened in 2010 when I was 15. And I remember it as if it was yesterday. Here's my story. My mom, grandma, and a friend all went to a local coastal town for the day, somewhere we had been many times before, at least 3 or 4 times a year because we have got family who live there. Ever since my mom was a child, we always traveled the same route through the countryside rather than the motorway because we like to stop off at the, what we call halfway house to grab a sandwich on the way there. And a drink on the way back. I think that is so funny. When I read this, I laughed so hard.
I do like that.
We always stop at the same places because it's just part of the routine. And what we
Just
have
like how
always,
I make licorice.
Yeah, how we've always done and enjoyed. So they stop at a halfway house for lunch and then another one for a drink.
Do you remember Fuddruckers?
I never went.
We always stopped at the one halfway up north when we were going like on an up north trip. Every single time we had to go to Fuddruckers.
That's fun. I love that. On this particular day, everything was normal. We had driven to the coast, stopped off for a sandwich. The sun was shining. It was a normal, lovely day. However, on the way back is when it got weird. We set off mid to late afternoon because we wanted to miss all the evening traffic and to make sure my friend got home at a decent time. The journey felt normal. We traveled on the same roads as we always did, and we were planning on just stopping off the usual pub for a drink, non-alcoholic. In the space of about 5 to 10 minutes, we noticed the weather had really changed. It had gone from being a glorious, warm, sunny day to being gray, overcast, and quite cold. We didn't think much of it. And then my mom said, "Oh, I don't know where I am." Confused, we just said we must have taken a wrong turn. But then she was adamant that she has been on the same road for the last 8 miles, a road we have traveled countless times. We wondered if the road had been altered since the last time we visited because now none of us recognized the road or the surroundings. We looked for a familiar landmark that would hopefully guide us to the right direction, but there was nothing but fields for miles. We began to notice that the road we were on was very quiet and we seemed to be the only car driving along it, which that's always weird to me. I hate that feeling.
I kind of like it sometimes.
Okay, I was actually just going to say, actually, I like it, but at the same time, when it's like, when it feels like there should be other cars and people, that's when it's like eerie.
I think I just spent so much time driving up north that I love that feeling of just being like the only human being
one
I can see. Oh.
Nothing had passed us in what seemed like ages. Me and my friend began to get anxious because of how weird this felt, and we were worried about being lost. My mom calmed us down and said not to worry, and that the next village we drive through, we will pull over so she can get the sat nav up. In 2010, phones didn't really have maps or anything.
No, the smartphones came out in 11.
About 10 minutes later, we saw a couple of houses in the distance. So we approached and we noticed that there was 2 semi-detached houses, a small farmhouse and a yard, and an old-fashioned level crossing for trains, and a pub. My grandma suggested that we pull into the pub so my mom could set up her sat nav and we could have our halfway house drink while we were there to help calm our nerves. We entered the pub. It was empty except for an old man in a rocking chair in front of a burning fire.
Oh, God.
He stopped rocking the chair abruptly and stared at us as we walked in, as if in shock. Rocking chairs really freak me out.
They're just really great at setting a, like, tense mood.
Oh, can you imagine an old man in a pub rocking in front of a fire? And then he just like angrily gets mad at you because you like disturbed him.
I feel like that's like such a record scratching and stopping moment.
Ew. Ugh. He was wearing brown trousers with braces, black boots, a cream shirt with a knitted vest, a flat cap, and was smoking a pipe, as if he had stepped straight out of 1910.
I literally, when I imagined this, I imagined the pipe.
Yeah. He didn't speak, just stared. We approached the bar. The barmaid landlady was walking behind the bar and halted in her tracks as soon as she saw us, again, as if in shock. We asked if the pub was open due to it being so quiet, and she stuttered, "Oh, yes, it is. What can I get you?" We all asked for soft drinks, me and my friend being underage at the time and my mom being the driver, etc. The lady scrambled around getting us the drinks and looked baffled when we tried to pay with a bank card. She used paper and a pencil to add up the cost of our drinks, so we paid with loose change to make it easier for her. To the right of us was a narrow staircase, and down ran a little girl around the age of 7 or 8. She was wearing white tights, brown, I don't know what is B-R-O-G-U-E, brogue-like shoes, and a burgundy pinafore-style embroidered dress with a hand-knit cardigan, and her hair was in ringlets. She gasped and also looked surprised to see us and looked between us and the lady behind the bar, presumably her mother. We thanked them and then took the drinks outside to one of the wooden tables. The man in the rocking chair became to rock again and watched us intently as we walked out. We sat down on side with hushed voices, spoke about how weird the whole situation was.
Yeah, how
Can
could you
imagine?
not?
We noticed how there wasn't anyone else around. No other cars in the car park, no other people in the pub or the beer garden, and no people walking the streets near the houses. The places seemed deserted, abnormally quiet, and stuck in time. As we quickly finished the drinks, a man in a van pulled up, got out, got a pickaxe and spade out of the back and looked over to us and said, "Oh, visitors," and went inside the pub. We got back in the car as quickly as possible and left within a matter of minutes.
Yeah, I would not have stayed to drink my soda there.
No, we were on the road and we recognized everything. The sun was shining once again. The whole thing was so bizarre and unbelievable. It's all we could talk about for the rest of the journey home. We were trying to understand the situation, the unrecognizable roads, the old-timey clothes, and the overall feel of the place and how people reacted when they saw us, as if we were aliens. So that's my story. The memory of it all is still so clear, and I'll never forget the expressions on their faces. We still talked about it to this day, 12 years later. All of our memories are so clear. It was possibly the most strangest experience of my life, and I feel like I wanted to share my story on here to get other opinions. And if anyone had experienced anything similar, thanks.
I would love to have that happen.
So that's, I think that is what I would like.
Yeah, just something like so bewildering. Like, not like the motel where like they didn't realize, like these people pegged it right away.
And also it's like you're going to a place where, like a road, places where you've been a million times,
right?
Like you know the journey, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait a second, where am I?
I've had that happen, but that's just the road hypnosis where you've been driving for like 30 minutes. All of a sudden you're like, whoa, totally spaced.
That scares me for different reasons because I'm like, I don't remember getting home.
Right. All of a sudden you're pulling into your driveway. How did I get here?
I hate that though, because I'm just like, was I driving safe? Did I fall asleep?
How many people did I run over?
Right. So that is kind of my time slip-ish weird things. So it's like, I just want to know if people have had time slips.
Yes. Tell us your stories for sure. Write in, call in. I also want to know your thoughts on this. Do you think it's time slip? Do you think this is multiverse? Is this like just liminal space sort of like, I kind of think it's not close to, but it's somewhat related to like a crossroads demon. Like those places that just exist somewhat outside of normal. Like, I think that last one, just with the we have visitors, that one just made it seem so weird.
Crossroad demons are you go to the crossroad tracks to make a deal
I'm not
with
saying
the devil.
It is a crossroad demon. I'm saying it's a liminal space like the crossroad, how those exist.
I don't know, because I think you were onto something. I think if these people in all of these stories went back and looked up if there was actually these places like historically, then I think it was a time slip.
Right.
If they're not, well, that one person said that he went in that gas station never exists. Like he couldn't find it, but that doesn't mean it never did.
Yeah. Records weren't always great.
But I'm thinking that those would be more of time slips in my head, is how I envision them. If I guess you're thinking of like, okay, there's no record of these places ever existing historically, like there's nothing, then I'm thinking, you're like crossing realms or like, what did you describe it earlier? Like
like a multiverse sort of deal,
like a multiverse.
Like it gives me almost like backroom vibes.
Yes,
like you just entered some sort of space between realities. Yeah,
like a different reality or like that. But I guess that kind of is a time slip.
It kind of reminds me of the movie Big Fish.
I never watched that. I know you talked about that.
I don't cry much at movies. That movie makes me bawl.
Oh, Lord, then I'm not watching it.
Time. Oh, my God. It's so good.
But anyway, that story just kind of stuck with me. And I was like, it's not long. It's not, like I said, elaborate or overwhelming, but it was just like,
it's still perfectly bizarre.
Yeah. It's something weird about like, just like a nice little couples, like going on a quaint little holiday and like just changing everything for them.
Okay, I'm going to open it up. Not only do we want to hear your time slip stories, but if you've had like I feel like these are good secondhand stories. So if you have had friends of friends or whatever, like people tell you them, spill their tea, damn it. Yeah. Leave it on our voicemail. email us.
What's a good emoji for a time slip?
Ooh,
I was thinking
clock.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking a tornado for some reason. Like it's just
a clock and a tornado.
Like an abrupt sear whirls type of deal. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, that's what I have for you, little oddballs.
Perfect. I guess we should start closing up the shop. Hey, will you do your side work today? I feel like I always have to pick up your end of the closing. You're like leaving the lights on. You never sweep.
Oh my God.
Half the time you pull away and the open sign still.
Lord. Listen. Zachary sucks. Listen, little oddballs. Do us a favor. This is our little call to action. Leave us voicemails of whatever we want, whatever you want. We don't even care at this point. Write into us. But please follow us on all social media platforms if you don't. And if you do follow us, comment, like, subscribe to things but it really helps us. So if you love us
grow,
if you love us, share us to a friend, to family, anyone else on the streets that starts talking bizarre to you, tell them to head our way.
Okay. The last and another thing is also, if you guys are doing really cool content creation stuff online, follow us and we'll follow you back and share the love back too. So send us your links.
Okay. So yes, those are the things that we would love from you. You guys keep being you. The most important thing that you could do for us is to creep a real, you little oddballs.
Goodbye.
Bye.